Good morning, welcome to a morning review on Tuesday the 5th of January. Okay, looking at the euro dollar first, and from a daily perspective you can see we're pretty close to, there's a trend line actually running across the lows here, this sort of short-term trend. We're sort of heading back to that sort of area there. In fact, if we copy that and pop it on there somewhere in terms of control paste, maybe. It's probably not as neat as I thought it was, but it looked like there was a little sort of channel going on. Perhaps there is just. It looks like we could just come back towards the lows of that little channel that I've drawn on there, sort of sitting there, looking relatively weak. From the 4-hourly perspective, it looks like it's rolling over at the moment. Doesn't mean to say it will continually, completely go here. But it's sort of affecting, coming off the 21 moving averages at the moment, not looking the strongest by any means. Yeah, it's not a lot to be done with that at the moment for me personally. It's we have got daily pivot above. Perhaps if we get to an oversold position or something, or double bottoms, we may see something for the pivot play, but at the moment it's looking weak, and we could see a continuation of this this point. It looks like it's just come off the 4-hourly 8 as well. It's not far off that, at least marginally away from it, but certainly looks weak at the moment. Let's have a look at pound dollar. Well, yesterday, let's put this, let's just update this chart a little bit. There we go. It's just put this sort of spinning top sort of candle in there. It's a sort of a different pattern on the 4-hourlies. It was the euro looks definitely weak. This looks a little bit more like it. Yeah, well, there is the potential. It's again, it's come back towards its 4-hourly 8. So sitting around the 21s. It's already had a short move down off those this morning. It's already sort of reacted, and it's pretty close to daily pivots. Probably too close to it now. But if it does run up that way, I'll be watching it, see if it can break. If it breaks, well, we may see a bit more of a reversal. Looking at where we are. In the bigger picture, I guess it's still relatively weak, although yeah, it hasn't managed any highs here. It's just, well, possibly if it can break these levels, it will confirm a higher low, and then we may be on the track. But weak all the same. Nothing absolutely clear there. It'd be so much nicer if it was clearer this morning. Anyway, looking at the dollar yen. Dollar yen, well, yesterday strengthened quite considerably there. Let's just get rid of that. And, well, we need to really look at the bigger picture to where we're sitting here. And as you can see, we're sitting in this zone where it's back into that sort of support level. The buy zone that it was sitting in previously, just in with a monthly S1 pivot there. Now that may be sufficient to provide a bit of support, but again, well, we'll see. If it, I prefer the downside on this at the moment, although I can see it's put in these higher lows as it's gone through, and higher highs. It has seemed to have got a bit of more of a grip to the upside. However, a break of this trend line, well, maybe it will roll over. Look for the monthly S1 there, and maybe yesterday's lows if it starts rolling over. Not absolutely clear in these markets this morning at all. Aussie dollars put a daily pivot swing in, so a bearish pivot swing that is. A break of yesterday's lows, well, may get us out of this chop. It's again, it's a bit like the euro in terms of its choppy zone that it's been in for some time. Perhaps we've got more things to watch here. There's a sort of more of a rising trend. It's actually more of a wedge pattern, I guess, in terms of what we're looking at, the big picture from the dailies here. So it does look choppy. It's just come off the upper bands here at daily, 4-hourly 8s. Sort of had a reaction to that and then pushed up again towards it. But maybe we can get through this 34 and push up towards the daily pivot. We may see a bit more of a continuation to the upside, but overall it does look weak. But bigger picture looks weak here. Shorter picture here looks like a little bull flag on this hourly basis, which, as I say, if it can break through, well, maybe we could pull back towards that 50 MA. Okay, Canadian dollar consolidating still. Yesterday's big up movement there, and we've seen a sort of move down. Let's just check what's happening with oil here. So oil still on that weak zone. Came off in the end yesterday, stayed down there, well, consolidating at the moment. That's probably why we're seeing a bit more consolidation sitting in the Canadian dollar. As I said yesterday, we're not too far away from that key 1.4 area. Prior lows were nearby as well. It sort of just came into the sell zone. So look at 60 minutes to see if it's showing us too much more. Well, we're pretty close to this sort of near-term trend line, which could just come back, test this 50, or start breaking down some more. It's just testing my trend line as I'm talking here. It breaks these lows here, it'll put a lower high in and could continue a little bit more, maybe back towards the weekly pivot again, and it's daily S1 just down below there. But it's such a choppy old market when you're looking at it even from an hourly perspective of what we're seeing here. So that's where we are. So the overall markets, as I say, not the clearest at the moment to me. News-wise today, we've got UK construction PMI at 930. Sometimes gives us a bit of a kicker. It's not a major one of the PMI data figures, but it can give us a bit of a kick sometimes, 15-20 pips. There's not a significant news coming out this morning. Some sort of lower detail CPI flash estimate coming out at 10 o'clock. For the Euro sector, yeah, not a lot in the way of data. I think we're really sort of sitting on this sort of political spectrum and giving us more effect from that than anything else. China, over through the Asian session, did come in, and their plunge protection team stepped in and kept the equity market up and pulled it back, should I say, closing the session up a modest 0.4%. But they have been stepping in and weakening the yuan peg and things like this. So there's action going on within China, and apparently, as I say, the stocks from a stock wide, there was a purchases of steel sector stocks and banking companies being bought. So certainly the plunge protection team working their efforts there. So a bit of an uncertain morning at the moment, so we'll see how it rolls out. Okay, that's it for me. Have a great one. Bye for now.